All I can do is offer our sincerest apologies, our sincerest condolences and sympathies, in particular to the Tobin family.
We return now to our top story, an apology following a devastating mistake that compounded a tragedy. 2 victims of the Humboldt Broncos bus crash misidentified by the coroner's office. Xavier Labelle is alive and Parker Tobin is dead. The families were notified about the mix-up late last night. For more on this, we go live now to Molly Thomas in Humboldt, Saskatchewan, who's been following this. Molly, an unexpected mistake. What do we know about what went wrong?
Well, they're giving out few details, the Department of Justice here in Saskatchewan, but what we do know is that there was 2 lists of who they thought was deceased and who was alive. And those lists, the coroner, of course, looked at closely. Then they brought in family members into what they called a makeshift morgue of sorts. And the families had to come and see their loved ones and try to identify them. Now, that happened on Saturday. On Sunday, health professionals in one of the hospitals in Saskatoon took a look and said, I think that we did something wrong here. And they didn't get into the full details of what exactly that was, but there was some reason that they knew the person wasn't Xavier Labelle. And so they looked into that, and sure enough, that was the case. So 18-year-old, as you said, Xavier Labelle is alive. His family is, of course, celebrating right now. We do not know his condition. He's still in hospital at this time. But with one family celebrating, another family is mourning. There is another 18-year-old, Parker Tobin, announced dead now, and we know he is from Newfoundland. And originally, on Friday when this crash first happened, his mother had tweeted out and said, this is one of the hardest posts I've ever had to make. Parker is stable at the moment and being airlifted to a Saskatoon hospital. At this time, we know that wasn't her son. And so you could just think of the layers of tragedy that this is adding on to these already heartbroken families. Yeah, they just have to deal with just another layer. And so the coroner's office and the Department of Justice saying they do not believe they've made any other mistakes here, but they're really asking for understanding from the families.
Time with members of the community today, including billets who house these players. How is the city coming together in this tragic time?
Well, the country watched the vigil last night. We were here. Beautiful songs and hymns and scriptures that were shared that really, share so much about this community. This is small town Saskatchewan. John, I know you know this well. You worked in this province, you know this area. And small town Saskatchewan is all about community. And you could see even in this arena last night, a place that is fit for 1,900, more than 3,000 people, standing room only in this place. The rink just beside, fully packed out. The cafeteria in the high school, fully packed out. Everybody watching, wanting to be a part of this. This is a community of 6,000. This is a community of people that know their neighbors. They know their neighbors on the block. They know their neighbors down the street. They know their whole block. And so when a tragedy hit, it really affects the whole community. So we know that there are grief counselors on site. There are also more counselors coming in for students tomorrow who are expected to be back at school in the classroom tomorrow. Many of them would have known many of these young men. And there were therapy dogs in this arena. Just for anyone super emotional, you could see the animals come up to them and just help try to calm them down. But I'll tell you, John, this arena was packed full. Even after that vigil was over, for hours, people were here embracing each other, hugging each other, reminding each other that they're there for one another. So it is a really tragic situation. It is a horrific situation no one would want to go through, but I have seen Saskatchewan spirit shining through.
Thank you so much, Molly Thomas, reporting from Humboldt, Saskatchewan. Thank you again for this.